Thank you. Mindy Leitman has been attending COE for a while, and she always blesses us with her music, and that's how I met her. I was at a church service one Sunday, and she was the singer that morning. Mindy has been a student of metaphysics and truth since the age of 15, when she first started studying reincarnation and astrology. She also studied Edgar Cayce's channelings and healings. She has been a psychic for over 30 years. She prefers to call herself a spiritual counselor. Mindy is also a workshop creator and a leader. She's also a master meditation and visualization facilitator. That was a mouthful. Mindy has been a soloist singer for over 30 years. She has sung in many different denominational churches, and she's always open for more. Let's welcome Mindy to the stage. Thank you.
All right, thanks you guys. I kind of hesitated to put all that in there, right? And really, one thing that we can do to open our heart is concentrate on our beautiful qualities. Because there's nothing that will close my heart down sooner than if I am critical of myself. I can be critical of others. That also does that too. So today's talk is how to live from your heart and not in your head. And I've been really good at doing the second one. So they say we teach what we need to learn. So I said, okay, I know what I'm going to do today. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, am I going to do okay? You know, and all of a sudden the head goes. I'm going, yes, I will speak from the heart. And my head said, well, you really need to prepare for this one. And you need to write things down and you need to research it. And I said, no, when it feels right, I'll sit down and read something and meditate and make a note. And so I came with some notes, and I might read them and I might not. Opening our heart, for me, it begins with trusting that my heart really is in the right place, that God's love does live there, that I really am truly a person of love. And when I don't feel loving, and when I can't open my heart, it's usually because I've judged myself or I've judged somebody else. Sometimes when I'm judging somebody else, I'm actually projecting my stuff onto them that I want to disown, thinking if I put it out there, I won't have to deal with it. Now, hang on one second. See, I need a little bit of lip gloss here. For me, my mother was always one who had everything ready. Always. She was a shining star. She was in the PTA. At Halloween, she would dress up as a witch and scare the heck out of everybody running into the classroom screaming and then talking about Halloween safety. She encouraged me to always raise my hand when I knew the answer, which I did. And it caused the other kids to hate me because I always did know the answer. And she was the kind of person who felt that she had to show up a certain way and give and be perfect in order to be worthy. And I since found out that her desire to be a teacher, which my father wouldn't allow her to be, they had children very quickly. And she went back to college. She interrupted her career to go to college, and then, she interrupted her college to go and get married. And before she could get back to college, she got pregnant. She wanted to be a teacher. She finished her degree. Then she started teaching, and she was teaching in Detroit during the time of the riots. And I couldn't understand why my mom wanted to go put herself in danger to teach other people when I had to go someplace else after school and wait for her. And I loved where I went. There was a cute dog and it was great. But my father put his foot down and he said, no, you're coming home. You're taking care of the kids here. You're not going to teach in Detroit anymore and put yourself in danger. So we managed. And what I finally realized is that when she kept pushing me to be perfect, And whenever I wasn't, I would be so hard on myself. And my heart would close down, and I would be critical of myself and say I should have, could have, would have, what do I need to do differently, and think I could guilt myself into doing better. I finally realized that I can't be perfect, even though I thought I should be. And I went through a time where I hated my mom, but then I finally realized that she was a frustrated teacher. And so, of course, she wanted me to look good and have all the answers in front of the teachers. And of course, she was in the PTA. And of course, she was the Girl Scout leader. And of course, because she was a frustrated teacher and wanted to look good, she let me fudge my badges. I would do 3/4 of it, and she'd say, oh, yeah, you can say you did this. And so I didn't actually earn the qualifications. And I felt like a fake. And so I walk around thinking that I'm putting on this aura, and I put on this aura of looking perfect because I think that's what I need to do to be loved. Oh my goodness. In the Course in Miracles, they talk about forgiveness being the most important thing we can learn. And it is something we kind of have to learn because it's not natural for the mind to forgive. The mind's job is survival. And if I've been hurt by someone, that feels like a small death to my mind, to my heart, to my body. So my mind is going to continue to bring up whatever hurt someone has given me. And it'll keep doing that until I feel safe or until it knows I'm safe. But the problem is that we're never safe because the mind is not going to leave us until we leave the body. And we no longer have use for it, or until we become enlightened, which I don't know how many of us will do that. We don't know. But forgiveness is the most important thing that I can learn to be able to open my heart. Whoa. So that is something that we're doing in the Course in Miracles right now. And it says forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened that damaged me in any way, in any shape, in any form, that will ever stay with me. Now that is something I have a hard challenge with. Because I said, well, how can I forgive somebody who did something that hurt me physically? How do I forgive that? Because I'm still feeling that. Or how do I forgive myself for getting in those car accidents? Because I'm still feeling it. Who I really am cannot be hurt. Who I really am is a soul. Who I really am is love. Who I really am is an eternal being in God, who is blissful and peaceful and serene and filled with love and sees everything as love or a call for love. And that part of me lives on forever. And that part cannot be hurt. They say the Holy Spirit has to forgive through us. The Holy Spirit to me is the spirit of wholeness. That is the spirit of wholeness. My soul is whole and always will be. And from that place of knowing my wholeness and knowing that I am one with love, I can forgive and see everything as love and feel it as love. So that is a real lofty concept. And I just caught on to it for a minute, and then my mind said a little something to me, and I didn't even catch it. And all of a sudden I lost it. So let's see, that was a call for love from my mind. Okay. So when I listened to my ACM lesson this morning, it was on forgiveness and letting go of everything from the past and allowing the spirit of wholeness and love to come in and to just let that walk in front of me and change my perceptions of life and to feel my wholeness and my true nature, which is pure love. and peace and joy. And all it wants to do is extend itself and give. And that is a huge thing to realize and to step into. So we're all learning, and that's why we came down here. And as I'm talking about forgiveness, I heard my mind say, yeah, but you haven't even done it yet. Why are you talking about it? Move on. Hey, are you going to get to your notes? Come on, you got to do a good job here. You're not following your notes. All that happened in I didn't even notice it until I just took a moment and paused, right? So, this does bring me back. This does bring me back to what I was going to say. How do I live in an open heart and not in my head? Well, the first order of being is to catch my thoughts. Because thoughts will create feelings. And either we'll have a feeling of expansiveness, relief, joy, happiness, optimism, cheerfulness, or we'll have feelings, and those are from love. There's only two states of being, love and fear. Or my thoughts will create fear, will create constriction of my heart. They will create a feeling of being less than, not being whole. And when that happens, instead of expanding in love, I constrict in fear. So we all must find something in our lives, a practice, a daily practice, to put good thoughts in our head. The daily word is one of them. And to commit to following them. So I've done that with the Course in Miracles, and I want to tell you that is not an easy course. I started with the daily word. I'm 63, and I did the Course in Miracles once when I was 20-something, and once when I was 30-something, once when I was 40-something, and now. And it has really taken me a long way to just letting go of the past, feeling, I like to imagine like a talk I'm giving that I'm nervous about. I like to image myself as being so happy with it, like I touch people's hearts and I'm feeling so good afterwards. So I envision the future as I want it. But most importantly, I need to just live in the present. I just need to know what's going on. And if I'm living in the present, watching my thoughts, they call it mindfulness, and lovingly releasing them and correcting them with the most loving thought that I can come up with. And sometimes it's amazing how what we're studying gives us just that. It's really amazing. All of a sudden, everything's all right. And I can be at peace. And they say, peace is the goal of the Course. But I say, well, if I'm at peace, doesn't that mean I have to give up all my feelings and emotions? And the answer is no. You don't have to give up your feelings. You don't have to give up your emotions. What happens is when we're in a place of peace, they flow through us with ease. We feel happiness. It comes and flows through us. As long as we let it flow, it doesn't leave us. It continues to expand. Oh, I hope I'm not saying anything that's bothering you. Okay, good. I just want to check in. Let me read an example of open-heartedness because that is what I wanted to start with. It says that open-heartedness is a state of being where I'm allowing myself to feel what I feel, allowing myself to accept it, and where I'm sharing it in an honest way and in a way that is meant to make a contribution. And that no matter what I feel, I'm accepting it, I'm allowing it, I'm feeling it, and I'm expressing it in an honest way without trying to conceal. And I've discovered that even when I'm feeling nervous or upset or depressed, if I just stay in the present moment and look in my heart, which I'm going to do right now, I can feel what's going on there. And when I'm truly honest and allow myself to feel it, it's always a contribution, no matter what the feeling is. Everybody just take a minute and look in their heart and see what you're feeling. Just close your eyes and breathe into it. You might want to breathe in white light and breathe out anything that's negative, whatever color that is. And just fill your heart with light and love for a moment. All right. Now, maybe it was an easy thing to be in touch with. Most often, our heart will give us the thing that is hurting us, that we're feeling some angst or grief over. And then we just need to accept it and express it. For me, when I looked in my heart, I felt a grief and a sadness because I have people in my life who are just struggling with their health and struggling with their mental health. And they're all people that are close to me. And I realized that I wanted to do a really good job here today to show that I'm up to the task, that I'm a really competent person. And what I got when I looked in my heart just now was, you want to do really well so that you can feel so good about yourself that you can just go and help these people. And I got that I was feeling less than because I wasn't able to be strong enough to do what I thought I needed to do. And again, my mind told me something. There's nothing I need to do. Holy Spirit says that all we have to do is hold someone in a space of healing, see them healed and whole. We can't do anything to change them. All we can do is know who they are. And the only way we can do that is using our heart and a heart-to-heart connection. A lot of times when I get stuck in my head, I say, what is the most loving thing I can do? And what I do is I close my eyes, I put white light in my mind, and I breathe pink light into my heart. And I go there and I use something that's called my heart mind. Scientists have discovered that the heart actually has a brain kind of in it. It says it actually regulates certain of the body's things. But I have my person who conducts our workshop every morning, our workbook study every morning. She says, now open your heart, mind wide to the Holy Spirit. So when I look in my heart, mind, what happens is when I put myself in my heart, I can actually hear it speak to me. And so when I say, what is the most loving thing I can do? I center myself in my heart and I get an image or a thought. And I don't have to figure out my day anymore. I used to just go round in circles. I have this to do, this. What should I do first? And I would try to figure it out. And finally, I said, wow, I'm trying to use my mind. I'm living in my head. What is the most important thing I need to do today? And I let my heart tell me. And then I ask, what's the most loving thing I can do next? And then I do it. And then I see myself getting distracted by my mind. Oh, I should do this. I need to clean that up. Whoop. Uh-oh, no, that's not going to take me where I need to go today. And so I have to stop several times and then ask my heart, what do I do next? And it's a real trick. And it's not something we learn overnight. And it is an essential thing, as my mentor says, we have to get a hold of our mind and tell it be quiet and use it as a tool to use our thoughts to envision what our heart's desire is and to help us, give us the capacity to do it. So there you go. All right, let's see if there's anything else I want to share with you. I hardly did any of my notes, but it doesn't really matter. Well, here we do need to be vigilant. We do need to give ourselves permission to feel our feelings, even if they feel overwhelming. That's why some people choose not to live in their heart, because sometimes when we begin to feel our feelings, they are overwhelming. Wow. So I do EFT sometimes, or NLP, or I just go for a walk and say positive things and just say, I give myself permission to feel this way, and I breathe into it. And the truth of it is it comes like a wave and it goes. And people says it's just 7 to 15 seconds of being uncomfortable, and then you feel the relief. So learn to be vigilant. Remember that when we judge ourselves or judge others, that's not necessary. We think it is, but we do not need a critical judging mind to do the right thing. Say, thank you for sharing. And what's the best thought that we can come up with right now? And what does my heart tell me to do? And I just turn to my heart. And here's some good questions to ask. What is the most loving thing I can do right now? Ooh, is that thought true? How can I look at this from another view? How can I turn this around and find the good in it? I think sometimes we close our hearts down. I know I close my heart down when my expectations aren't met. And I've discovered that if my expectations aren't met and I want to be upset about something, if I just take a step back and see what the good is in it, I will see that what was not provided gave me an opening to do something else, which was actually even better. It gave me an opportunity to strengthen a characteristic and to move forward. How can I appreciate this situation or this person and find the good? I'm going to give you one example. My brother bought a condo for me as an investment, and I'm renting it from him. And it turns out that I can't take a hot bath. There's some things that are wrong with it. I've always counted on that to relieve my muscle challenges. And I realized this morning I have not even forgiven myself for getting in car accidents, because from the small mind, I'm still feeling the physical challenges. And from my viewpoint, they're stopping me, making me late, blah, blah, blah. But what I realized is the physical challenges stopped me in my tracks, led me to let people help me, led me to a mentor that told me I was a psychic and I was a singer, and she gave me avenues in which to explore that ability, and I am who I am. And I really get that. I think when I finally forgive myself for what I consider to be my disabilities, that I should be doing something but I can't because of this, when I forgive myself and realize I'm perfect the way I am, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go away. I am going all over the place. So here we said, here's one more important thing. Let go of the past. Let go of the guilt that comes with reliving it. Put your eye on the beauty that's ahead of you. Look at the obstacles as stepping stones. Let your mind turn yourself around and say, this is for my good. Now, I don't have a tub that's working well, but when I swim, I really don't miss it. And you know what? I got a health club right across the street. I can use that when my back hurts, and I can use the weights. That's better than a bath. I also have a swim club membership, and it was my desire to swim. Now that I don't have a working bathtub, wow, I got the motivation to swim, finally, yay! See how I turned that around? And I'm not angry anymore. It's like a little scared, because I like that hot bath when I'm not feeling good. It's so easy, right? But this is an opportunity for me to get beyond my limitations and my view. So I'm going to finish with a little poem. And the mind will try and keep us safe. And it will say, you got to have that tub. And then I make myself and him unhappy. You got to replace it, got to get another water heater, blah, blah, blah. No. This is an opportunity for me to let go of something that isn't true about myself. Health and healing really does come from within if I just relax and allow it. And then I can go and swim. It's just a matter of turning our mind around so that we can be open and know that our good is coming and feel that love that is present in every circumstance, in every person, in every interaction, and even in our mind saying something that's negative. Because you know what it is? It's the mind that is concerned that we're going to do something that isn't good for us. It's trying to keep us safe, and it's just a call for love. So we can even forgive our minds and be loving and open-hearted towards our minds. So with that, I'm going to read a little poem that I made that came to me very easily. How to live in an open heart and not in your mind. And how do we do that? What does open-heartedness do? It brings a gift of appreciation and love, a blessing or a miracle coming from above. Choosing to see the good in everything, awakening with a smile to see what the AM brings. It can come with loss that brings a state of grief, with releasing of a challenge to God and knowing the healing of relief. To look within and feel deserving of all in life that's sweet, to put all fears away in the past, let them all retreat. To know that God is loving and loves us all and always will. To open your heart and let it free, and let my mind be still. Thank you.